right, everyone. Welcome to June 1st. We're getting ready to dive into our fire signs readings, our fire signs. And we're going to start out with Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Check your birth chart for your other signs. If this reading doesn't quite resonate, you can also schedule an independent and private reading for yourself. Also, you may decide you want to cross watch if it involves someone else that you are dealing with. I hope everyone is doing well and finding themselves in positive spirits and creating the life that you want for yourself, regardless of what is going on around you, because that is our individual responsibility, is to define the energy of what it is we want to experience in our lives. So let's take a look at what the central energy is going to be for you this week as we give some advice about what's happening around you, Aries. We're going to be using the magical dimensions here to get a feel for the overall predominant energy that's following you throughout the month. And then we're going to give you some supporting oracle guidance, and then we'll get into more of the specific energy. Okay, whatever it is really trying to come up to the top. Isolation. Okay, so this month for you, Aries, you may be coming out of a slow period. A period maybe where you were feeling lonely. We have home here. Maybe you were literally stuck in the home for the majority of the month, feeling kind of cut off for whatever the reason. And now I feel like you're hungry for getting out. You're hungry for that movement. And with this full moon energy that's coming up in the next couple of 3 days, next few days, it feels like you may be hungry to move out of this space. But perhaps you're coming into June having been in a place of maybe feeling restricted, feeling cut off, almost as if you've been in a freezer of sorts. All right, so it's like you want to get back to yourself. You want to get back to your old self. You want to get moving again. Energy at the bottom of the deck here is forgiveness. So this energy is about redemption. It's about rebirth. It's also about regeneration. I want to read this energy from the book. I want to see what additional messages come through. When I look at this card, what I see is, you see how we have a reflection here up into this tree, and we have the reflection of the wolf up here. I feel like this is where you've been, but you're coming back. You're regenerating. You see the difference in polarity here? Over here we have coldness, we have stillness. It's like being in a deep freezer, frozen, stored away, a lack of movement. Over here we have growth, we have vitality, we have the sunshine coming in. We're moving out of this level of polarity, and we're moving over into more greenness, more life, more flow, more movement. It's as if you are almost thawing out. So I feel like this month where you've been in this space, this is where you are coming out of. This is something that you're actually leaving behind. So this is beautiful. And we have two number 7s here, because this is a 16 and this card here is 25. So, and look at that, I opened right up to the first card. Let's take a look. This is also talking about a familiar connection wanting to come into your life and manifest something that you're familiar with. And I feel like masculine, feminine here. So literally for some of you guys, you could be in a place of forgiving a loved one and drawing near to that person after perhaps having been in a place where relations were frozen for a while, or there was a deep freeze. You're coming back into a place and somehow you're communicating with that person, or you may be hungry for that individual, Aries. That's interesting energy there. I didn't expect the reading to be going there, but I think it possibly could be. All right, so this is a renewal here. This is restoration. This is healing. This is regeneration. This is you reevaluating your life. All right. It's also you taking some time out, knowing that all will be well. It's also a time of forgiving for you to forgive yourself and for you to forgive others. So this card is also talking about you needing a release of some sort before you're able to move on, needing some sort of a release. So literally, for a lot of you all, this is you coming into a place of greater activity, but perhaps still needing to release or come to terms with some type of energy that maybe has been with you for the last few months that's been bottled up, that hasn't really been able to express itself, but that has also created to this feeling of immense isolation. Maybe you've been in a separation from a loved one, okay? Or maybe you broke up with a loved one and are having to forgive them. Maybe you're in deep thought about that. But whatever it is, I feel like love is coming onto the scene here with this green. I'm just thinking green. I'm thinking heart chakra, and I'm seeing you. It's almost as if you're giving, what is it? CPR, okay, to a situation, literally giving CPR to a situation, and something is on the horizon that is coming back to life. Okay, you're feeding something. What are the messages for Aries? Moon, something being hidden, or perhaps the hidden coming to the light. Okay, we have 2 full moons here. So for some of you, this next full moon that's coming up in a couple days may be something you want to tune into. Reason being, I think it's going to be an important part of you moving forward. Literally, with that Chariot card underneath the bottom of the deck, we have 2 moons here and we have 2 wolves here. All right. So whatever it is that created isolation, perhaps something came to the surface that you had to acknowledge that maybe you didn't want to acknowledge, or perhaps whatever has come to the surface is now needing to be released, and it's time to let go. Literally, I feel like, and to perhaps forgive a situation in order that you can move forward, in order for you to be able to move forward. And that's really what I think this is about. All right. And I really feel like for you, somehow it has something to do with something you are forgiving and having to really let go of in order for this reconnection to take place. All right, so it really is all about forgiveness. It's about getting it off your chest and healing something so that you can move forward. That's really what that's about. And if you don't realize that, this moon card is coming here to serve as a reminder. Okay, Spirit, keep giving it to us. What else do we need to know? What else do we need to know? Maybe this situation was really creating some imbalance. It was really creating some, you were having an internal battle with it, is what I'm saying. Okay? You were kind of going to battle with something. You were going back and forth. I sense some polarity there. Maybe some wanting to experience an emotion but pushing back that emotion, or wanting to come to terms with something but having some difficulty coming to terms with it, and perhaps finding some resolution right in the middle. And I think that is what this redemption, rebirth, and regeneration is all about. What other messages do we need to pay attention to this month for Aries? What other messages, Spirit, do we need to pay attention to this month for Aries? Yeah, it's likely that during this period of isolation, or this period of being shut in, or being out of contact with someone, that you are ready to come back, and that you're ready to let go of some things, that maybe you had some time to deal with some emotional upheaval. Something came to the light. It's making it a little bit easier for you. So here we have the 3 of Pentacles, so to speak. This is about purposeful action, which I feel like is what you're actually doing now. You're working on something. You're trying to rebuild something, or you're trying to put something back to where it needs to be as it relates to your relationship with maybe someone else or some other people. We have the change card reversed. So you made the changes. You've already put this behind you. You've already begun to release this past energy here by trying your best to embrace this energy of regeneration and forgiveness. All right, so you are rolling again. You're back moving again. All right, transmuting a situation. Okay, perhaps with a masculine, but this is you taking the step forward to restore something that maybe was a pillar in your life heretofore on some level with this Emperor card underneath. So we have this purposeful action of this Emperor card. This can also be a situation where you are kind of taking action, I feel, to restore something in your life or to restore movement. You see how this person is moving here? They're on the skateboard again. It's like they got back up and they're getting back on the horse again, and they're getting ready to start moving again after having been in a period of latency or dormancy. It's like they are coming back to the sense of what's normal for them. They're coming back to feeling healthier, to feeling stronger, to feeling fortified, to feeling more stable with this 4 here, this Emperor card. After having, I feel, been in a place right here of being stuck, not really being able to be free, and feeling like they were in bondage and under attack. This is the energy underneath this Emperor card. So that's really kind of what I'm thinking there. Let's see what our angel prayers deck wants us to know. What is a message here that we need as we move into more specificity? Let's see what we have. Let's see what we have here. For our beautiful Aries, look like Aries was having a kind of a rough time, but they're moving past it. They put some things in the past. They're rolling again. Things are moving. Looks like they're restoring some things that maybe here we have focusing your mind, okay? Focusing on your priorities. So with this purposeful action here, you're up and you're moving and you're rolling again. And what I hear here is work, movement, getting back to those things that help you build your interests, build your pentacles, fortify your home base, your finances. So as well as this is you getting up and getting back on the horse and getting moving again, it's almost like you're getting moving again with some previous opportunities. For some of you, you may have had some partnerships with 3 people. You may have been negotiating some things. For others of you, you may have 3 projects. At this time, you're being reminded to focus your energy. It's time to get focused again. You came out of the freezer, okay? You're in a place of regeneration. The sun is shining down on you. Things are fertile right now. So this is a time of coming out of challenges but getting back to work. This is talking about focusing your mind on your priorities. I feel like I want to look at that and see what that's about. Again, we have the transformation card, which is also the same as this change card. So this is you really being in a new space. So you should really be feeling like new energy right now. You should be feeling more revitalized, having put some things behind you. You should be feeling clearer. You should feel as though you can take a deep breath. You should feel like life is rolling again, where you may have been feeling wintry and cold and stagnant and just still and bored out of your mind. You're now in a place where things are growing. The sunshine is shining. Things are fertile. Things are growing. Maybe you're getting back out again. Maybe you're getting moving again. But regardless, internally, your internal environment is one that is very inviting, and mentally and spiritually, you're being called to get back on track. All right? Right now, it says you have a lot on your mind. You may be finding it difficult to focus on what's important. So it's like your mind is all over the place and maybe even thinking about the worst possible outcome of a situation, Aries, if you have something that maybe you're being worried about. So this is encouraging you to think about what it is you do want and how to actually get there. The angels can see that there's too much going on in your mind and it's taken away from your priorities. A lot of times when we've been in a place like this, all right, and we are finally starting to feel better, and we're starting to get hungry for life again, and we're having a rebirth of sorts, or we're reconnecting with someone, we can be all over the place. So this part of our reading today is just reminding you to stay focused, and reminding you that there are angels that are here that want to help you come in and help you to focus so that you can be at your best. So it's taking a moment to let go of any challenging and negative thoughts because they aren't serving you, and refocusing in a loving and a positive way, asking you to remember to call on the angels so that you can remember to stay focused. So here we're talking about, when I look at this here, we're really talking about the chakras here. We're talking about you focusing, maybe clearing out your different chakras, but focusing your energies on those different aspects of you that maybe were rolling prior to this kind of stoppage almost here. Not allowing this to get in the way of you reconnecting with maybe where you were prior to this difficult time that you were in. You're out of that space now. So let's take a look at some more specific messages, okay? Let's see what else we need to pay attention to as things are reopening. You're getting yourself back out there again, you're moving again. You want to remember to stay focused because you're trying to build something. Ace of Pentacles, that's the energy you're feeling this week. New beginnings, you're feeling fired up. All right, you have a Seven of Wands in week 2. This may be you. And then week 3, we have this reverse Ten of Swords energy here. And then week 4, last part of the month, again, the King of Wands card. Underneath that, we have the Two of Cups, okay? So that's interesting energy here. For some of you all, this could literally mean maybe you're putting that same connection that we spoke about. For some of you guys, you may be putting that on hold again. By a month's end, it may have been moving too fast for you potentially. So maybe you're putting that on hold a little bit. With this Two of Cups card inverted, something could be moving a little bit too fast for you as it relates to this coming together again. With these two energies here and this forgiveness that's on the table. But week 1, we do have you feeling a burst of energy, feeling blessed, feeling strong, I feel grounded, rooted, and perhaps, although somewhat unfocused, and needing to really draw your attention to how you're going to be taking purposeful action and how you're going to focus your mind. It could be you being in a space of just feeling a little bit of grave excitement at having been extended an opportunity to sort of thaw out. And then we have the Seven of Wands here that really is about you standing your ground, holding your position. I feel like this card here is about you taking the lead in something. I feel like this card is about you taking the lead in something, making it known what it is you're going to do, what it is that is important to you on some level, and not getting too engaged in what could be brewing underneath the surface as it relates to perhaps some dissension or some tension, or perhaps some things that rival what it is you want to do. So this is like you holding your ground or holding your position and not really being in a space of budging. We have the Ten of Swords here inverted. This could be you perhaps needing to let go of something that maybe you're holding on to, or starting out something that you previously have re-engaged, giving it a different kind of energy and starting over and building another foundation here is what I feel this might actually be about. I feel like this energy having been reversed is you haven't moved out of something, so you came to a realization after hitting rock bottom with a situation or possibly ending a particular situation, and maybe now you are putting a pause on that. Let's get some more guidance here, because underneath the Ace of Pentacles we have this Tower card. So this is a weakened foundation, or this is something that may potentially fall apart, or something that has fallen apart that you are coming to terms with. Perhaps you're considering building another foundation or creating something stronger this second time around. But I feel like whatever put you in this place, this is a definite contrasting energy here. With this Ace of Pentacles, we have a new beginning. And with this Tower card, this is what you're feeling, but this is sort of what may be resonating underneath the surface. That could be saying that if you fall into any old patterns and you haven't really released everything or healed everything that needed to be healed, you might possibly be building a weak foundation, or you might possibly be in for a surprise. So let's take a look at that Seven of Wands, because underneath that Ace of Pentacles is something that could potentially bring some imbalance, perhaps. So we have here the Star card, okay? And then we have the Chariot card reversed, clarifying this Ten of Swords. And then we have the King of Wands and the reverse Two of Cups. So, yeah, that's what I think. I really think that it could have been an energy of moving too fast. Whatever this is, okay, as I mentioned, for some of you guys, this is you having come out of a space of just seclusion and thawing out and starting to feel alive again and moving forward. You had all this time to think. You did some work. You released some things. But you're being reminded to stay on focus with what your goals are. For many of you, also, though, this had to do with the masculine and feminine energy. This had to do with a partnership that now has resumed that perhaps before was on ice. And what the energy is, the energy that I'm getting from this reading is that you may be moving too fast into what may be seeming like a new beginning. And that new beginning may have a weaker foundation. You may find yourself back in familiar territory. Things could potentially be moving too fast. There's more healing that actually needs to happen. The healing hasn't quite finished, so you're going to want to be taking things very, very slow. The third week of this month, you may be in a space of feeling familiarity. You may find you needing to put the brakes on a situation that's feeling too much like it felt prior to this lapse of time, or this space that you all were taking, where maybe perhaps there was sort of a disconnect. It is as if things have to slow down. All right. And I do feel like this involves, this is you, this is Aries energy here with this King of Wands. So I feel like this involves a relationship. All right. So it may have been moving too fast with this Knight of Wands energy. Okay. It may have been moving too fast. Whatever is going on, the underlying energy after this week may prove to, it may actually prove to you, or it may prove to have been a little more superficial than maybe you thought it was. You may be realizing the need to slow things down. You may be realizing that this may not necessarily be what you want, or that it's in conflict with something that is best for you. So I see you, whatever's going on, putting the brakes on something by month's end and focusing your energy here on what your priorities are in terms of purposeful action, in terms of focusing your mind. These are the energies that are guiding everything else that's happening inside of our reading today, okay? Along with this Chariot card, which is you really trying to move forward, all right? But then here we have the reverse Chariot card underneath the Ten of Swords card. So it's like, okay, we're not really fully out of the woods. I think we need to put the brakes on something. Something may be moving too fast. So Aries, take out this time. And even though you're in a space of forgiveness, even though you're in a space of feeling like you got your wings back and you're moving again and there's some momentum, take the time to really met out what some of these challenges are that may be coming up towards the end of the month. Make sure you keep your eyes on your priority, and that you don't allow anything to fall through the cracks in an effort to try to rebuild or to reconnect. That's my reading for you. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful month, Aries, and I'll see you in July for your next individual zodiac reading.